Hey there, history buffs. Welcome back to the History Hit Network. Today we're diving into the fierce battles of the Pacific in World War II. By the summer of 1942, just 6 months after Pearl Harbor, the tides of war were shifting. The American victory at Midway had stripped Japan of its dominance at sea, but let me tell you, the war for supremacy in the Pacific was far from over. So let's get into it. After Pearl Harbor, Japan thought they'd knocked America out of the game. Wrong. The Battle of Midway flipped the script, putting the US in a position to strike back. US military planners, led by George C. Marshall, identified Japan's Achilles heel, a desperate need for natural resources. To keep their war machine running, Japan had seized territories across the Pacific. The strategy? Cut off these resources and Japan would fall. But here's the kicker. Japanese Commander General Hideki Tojo had fortified these islands with a ring of steel. Taking them would mean more than just naval superiority. It called for a new kind of warfare, amphibious landings. This was uncharted territory for the US. The plan: island hopping. Admiral Chester Nimitz would target strategic bases in the Central Pacific, while General Douglas MacArthur would move through the Southwest Pacific. First up, Guadalcanal. August 1942 marked the first major amphibious landing for the US. They faced fierce resistance, but secured an airfield within 14 hours. What followed was a brutal 6-month campaign with heavy casualties, 7,100 Americans and 24,000 Japanese. Guadalcanal gave the US a crucial foothold, but the fight was far from over. Next, Operation Cartwheel aimed to isolate Rabaul on New Britain. A pincer movement by MacArthur and Halsey took 9 grueling months and cost over 150,000 Japanese lives. Then came Operation Galvanic, targeting the Gilbert and Marshall Islands. The battle for Tarawa was brutal, with heavy losses on both sides. By February 1944, key islands were secured. Operation Forager in the Mariana Islands brought even more intense fighting. The Battle of the Philippine Sea, also known as the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot, crippled Japanese naval aviation. Japan lost around 600 aircraft and 3 carriers. MacArthur's return to the Philippines fulfilled his promise, but it came at a high cost. The Battle of Leyte Gulf was Japan's last major naval offensive and saw the beginning of kamikaze attacks. As the endgame approached, Japan's resources were dwindling and their navy was crippled. The US faced heavy casualties, around 46,000, while Japan suffered over 300,000 losses. The need for a strategy to force Japan's unconditional surrender became critical, and there you have it, a whirlwind tour of America's fierce fight for victory in the Pacific. But if you want more in-depth stories and rare footage, check out History Hit. Sign up now for a free trial, and War Stories fans get 50% off their first 3 months with the code WARSTORIES. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more deep dives into history. Until next time, keep exploring the past to understand the present.